everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Blu Ray Hunter. Actually, this is going to be the last one for a little bit. I don't know if it'll be back sometime. It'll definitely be taking a month hiatus. So in the month of April, which is coming up, there will be no Blu Ray Hunter. That will be instead something else that I'm announcing. I guess I'll announce right now, and then I'll post it on, after I post this, like an hour later, I will post about what the next week will entail. So as you guys know, I've been doing the Blu Ray Hunter as part of Indie Film Cafe, mainly so I can give you guys some daily content. And then I kind of had an idea for how I can do daily content without doing Blu Ray Hunter necessarily, if I didn't feel like doing it. Which right now I'm kind of, there's just so many other things I'm doing. Mainstream Monday, as well as Quick Review Thursday, and Short Film Saturday. And I just wanted something a little bit different because I feel like Blu Ray Hunter is a little bit like mainstream, Mainstream Monday. So what I wanted to do was keep Mainstream Monday and get rid of the Blu Ray Hunter for now. And I'm going to basically do another thing in its place. So on Sundays, it will be me and possibly Paul doing it, which will be great if he's able to. He's really, really busy, so if he gets time to watch a crappy shark movie, a shitty shark movie, he's going to review them. So starting next week, we're going to have Shark Attack Sunday. And because he was talking to me about it before, and one of the ideas that we have are that, like, there are so many shark movies, there's so many Yeti movies, there's so many, Sasquatch movies. There's so many of those movies out there, but shark movies specifically too, there are a lot of really crappy ones. I mean, they just keep making them. And we want to review them. And some movies will be reviewed on the Indie Film Cafe itself, but some movies can't be reviewed on Indie Film Cafe. So I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to make one as well. So, a show all about sharks. So I thought Shark Attack Sunday sounded fun. So we're going to basically every Sunday, either him or I will watch a shark movie, or whatever, and review it. And I can't say which one. I won't say until like Monday, I think. I think Monday I will announce what movie the next one the first one will be. I'm reviewing it. I'm actually reviewing it after this. So I just want to thank you guys so much for sticking around for Blu Ray Hunter on this, because I enjoy doing Blu Ray Hunter, and it's not going away forever. I love the Blu Ray Hunter. It's just I can't actually hunt for Blu-rays, first of all, so I can't actually show any shopping videos or anything right now during this quarantine. And B, it's so much like Mainstream Monday. Anything I say, and maybe in a way, Mainstream Monday I'll kind of mention on the Blu Ray Hunter or something, and we'll talk about Blu-rays specifically on some Mainstream Monday episodes. I think that'll be really good, but all in all, I just want to kind of step away from Blu Ray Hunter and focus on on other stuff. And Shark Attack Sunday just sounds like a lot of fun. So I thought for my last Blu Ray Hunter episode of at least of this month, if not for a while, I thought I would review a movie that I've seen a million times. I didn't even need to rewatch it. Like, I know this movie like the back of my hand. However, I did rewatch it anyway because I love the movie, and it's basically my comfort movie to watch since I know every line of it and stuff. So decided to review The Girl Next Door. Well, that's not a bad picture either. The Girl Next Door. So the unrated version, which I don't think I've ever seen the rated R version or whatever. I guess that would be in the theaters. I've only seen the unrated version. So if you haven't seen The Girl Next Door, I highly highly suggest you do. There was another movie called The Girl Next Door. It was a horror movie, and this is the comedy. Basically, it's about this kid, Matthew Kidman, who is senior in high school. He hasn't done anything with it in his 4 years of being there. He's never taken any risks. He's never done anything crazy and stupid because he wants to one day be president. And so he's kind of been just basically being a loser. And all the popular kids skip out of school. They do whatever they want. And he just feels like he's in a slump right now. Like there's nothing going on. Him and his two friends are like his best friends since, I guess, birth or whatever, childhood friends. And they don't want to do anything either because they just, they're, I think, a little bit of fear. They're afraid to do stuff or whatever. So anyway, Matthew Kidman meets this girl who is like his next door neighbor's niece, and she's staying and watching the house, and he accidentally peeks in on her. Not like it was accidentally, literally. You're just looking across the thing and he saw her getting naked. The proper thing would be to avert your eyes or shut the blinds or something so nobody sees, but of course, he's a kid and he's gonna look, and she catches him, and she basically comes to his house and makes him strip out in the street, and and they start this like friendship, that basically is her being this like freewheeling, loose, chick who's just having so much fun, hanging out, having a great time, and he's like the exact opposite of that right now, but that he kind of wants to be like that. Like he wants to do crazy things. And she has this line that she says throughout the whole movie, which is like a repeated line, where she says, "What's the craziest thing you've done lately?" And that kind of becomes like a little bit of the theme for the movie, is like, getting the guy to like overcome his fears of doing stuff, of being, and so she starts getting him to do stuff that he's never planned to do, sneaks into like pools and does all these things. And of course, in the middle of it all, they fall in love, and that's just the first act, by the way. They fall in love, and then the second act happens, and the second act begins with what is it? With after the kiss, with finding out that she is actually a porn star. So there's a lot more to it. I don't want to go into the whole storyline. Basically, he falls in love with a porn star. He makes a mistake of like asking her to a motel room. She's upset because that's not how she wanted her to be. And then she goes back to porn with this guy, Kelly, who is this porn producer who's a big dick guy, and all hell breaks like loose when he goes and stops her from doing this porn stuff. And I mean, there's so much to the movie. What I will say about the movie that I really, really enjoyed was the fact that it felt like a coming of age movie. It felt like, the porn stuff wasn't very like erotic, or anything. It was all played for laughs. There's this great scene where he's on ecstasy and he has to deliver a speech, and he just kind of throws the stuff out and says his speech about moral fiber. And I always kind of laugh because, technically, what he was saying was not moral fiber, so when he loses, it's no, big feat for that. Like, you kind of expect that. And then he finds out that the guy has stolen the money that he's saved to get this guy from Cambodia to come to study at his school, and he has to get it back, and they actually make a sex education film for like this generation. And I think that was really cool. Like, there's so many things they could have done with the movie, but they chose to kind of go on a very kind of cool thing for like teenagers to watch. Like it was rated R or unrated and stuff, and it was very raunchy, but it wasn't like super duper raunchy, especially for this time and age. And I don't know. There's just something about this movie that I could watch it over and over again, and I know every line. I love every single character. Let's go with Emil Hirsch, who plays Matthew. He was wonderful. There's Alicia Cuthbert, one of my biggest crushes. I love her to death. And then there was, let's see, I forgot the guy's name, but he was in, he played Klitz. I can't remember his name offhand. I thought I could, but I can't. He was in, he got famous back in the, early 2000s, I think. Maybe even earlier than that. Maybe 1998. But with a movie called LIE, Long Island Expressway. And I remember watching that movie, and I believe that kid was in there, and he just did such a wonderful job in that movie. Then, and it's so weird because he, like, plays such a different character than anything I've ever seen him play in this movie, playing Klitz. And then, yes, Klitz with the K. And then there's, and then there's Eli, played by Chris Marquette. And I've been a huge fan of Chris's. I think because A Girl Next Door was my first, introduction to him. Then I saw Just Friends, and he was wonderful in that. Freddy vs. Jason. I just saw him in an episode of Barry a little while ago. I mean, the dude is fucking remarkable. I love Chris Marquette. He is so funny. There are, Just Friends is another one of those movies that I need to watch on, like a comfort movie. It's supposed to be like a Christmas movie, but you can watch it at any time. I just absolutely love that movie. Ryan Reynolds and Chris Marquette are just, and, obviously Anna Faris, and, tons of people are just wonderful in that movie. Then there's, I think that was, Timothy Oliphant as Kelly, and James Remar as Hugo. And James Remar, I always known him from The Warriors, so I love him in The Warriors. But yeah, I just really enjoy this movie. Timothy Oliphant is fucking hysterical in this movie. He does such a great job playing like the nice guy, but then playing the asshole, and then like he's just really good at doing both parts. So I really enjoyed him in that. I enjoyed working on like watching that movie. Period. Like working on watching that movie. Like this just to me this has been really cool to see it in LA while I've been living here, because I have not watched it yet. There's a bunch of movies I haven't gotten a chance to watch yet that are like part of my like top like 10 movies that I adore, and this is definitely up there. It's like I think it's like number 4 or 5 of my top 10. Because I flat out enjoy this movie. If anybody ever asks, I always watch it. I quote it. I ask other people who've never seen it to watch it, and they usually like it. I have not heard anybody go, it's okay. It's generally like you either like it or you don't. And you probably don't if you don't like a lot of the sex or, there's not really sex stuff much in it. It's more nudity based. There's a strip club scene with one of my favorite lines from Timothy Oliphant when he sees, Mr. Peterson. Hey, Peterson! Yeah, you! Get over here! Hey, goddamn, Peterson! I haven't seen your black ass in ages. My friend Jerry and I used to always say that to each other. Just because it was such a funny scene. And, I mean, I've been a fan of Luke Greenfield ever since I watched, I watched his short film on YouTube, but before then, I'd obviously, I'd obviously seen, I think it was The Animal, and the animal was okay. I think it had better potential, and Rob Schneider could have been funnier, but I didn't think it was the greatest movie. And then I saw this, and I've got Let's Be Cops, and I love Luke Greenfield, and I'd seen his movie The Right Hook, and I've been a fan of his ever since that short, because that short was just so freaking funny. I loved it. I adored it. So anyway, that is my review of The Girl Next Door. As I said, this is going to be the last Blu Ray Hunter episode for a while. I adore doing these, and as I said, I'll probably kind of have Mainstream Monday also / with the Blu Ray Hunter kind of thing. But really, I mainly want to concentrate on what I've already got, and I want to bring in the shark stuff, because I feel like there's so many movies that have sharks in them that are not very good. I mean, some of these are just flat out horrible. I really, really badly want to see Jersey Shore Shark Attack, so can't wait for that someday. I hope I get a chance to watch that. So thank you guys for checking this out. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, or if you guys did not like Girl Next Door, let me know. If you weren't a fan, why? Did you not find it funny? I thought it was hilarious. It's hysterical to me. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this, and I will talk to you later. Bye.